All right, so if you're watching this video, you're probably someone that has a sweet tooth. And I think a lot of my clients have a sweet tooth. So I'm going to give you a strategy today to deal with that sweet tooth and hopefully overcome that sweet tooth. Now, whether you have a sweet craving in the morning, whether you have a sweet craving in the afternoon, or whether you have your sweet craving in the evening, it really doesn't matter when you have that sweet craving. However, I will say that the majority of my clients notice that they have that sweeter craving in the evening. And it happens to be normally for a lot of my clients after dinner. So I was having a conversation with one of my clients this past Wednesday, and I had this same conversation with two more of my clients today. So I know if I've got 3 clients out of the many clients that I have facing this, and I've got many clients, but these are just the most 3 recent conversations that I've had about this, and I know that many people are battling with craving sweets and how to deal with it. So I'm going to give you one of the many strategies that I use with my clients to deal with sweet cravings, and hopefully you can utilize this strategy to deal with your sweet cravings. So I think where most people go wrong is they try to either brute force the craving, or they try to this all or nothing mentality where it's like, you can do that for a day. You can go cold turkey. And some people, more power to them, can go cold turkey. But the majority of people, it doesn't work. And what ends up happening is they are really strict for a day. They don't have any sweets. They're really strict for 2 days. They don't have any sweets. And you might be able to do that for a few days or even a few weeks. But eventually, you're going to have a party. You're going to have a graduation. You're going to have some type of something, some craving that's uncontrollable, and it's going to throw you off the deep end, and you're going to feel like a failure, and then you're going to quit. And then you're going to start up again weeks or months later, right back off from ground zero. And obviously, that approach doesn't work. The stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So I'm a big believer in the slow and steady wins the race. I'm a big believer in slow progress is better than no progress. So what I oftentimes give my clients is a step down approach. So I remember years ago when I was trying to get myself used to eating plain oatmeal. At that point, at that moment in time, I thought plain oatmeal was absolutely disgusting. But I knew I needed to get there because I knew those packages of oatmeal with the dried fruit and the added sugars and all the crap, this was not good. And this is around the time where I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So I really knew, and I had a lot of incentive to make this work, to get rid of the sugar. Now I learned over time is that even plain oatmeal doesn't work from my blood sugar. It just sends my blood sugar through the roof. So I since have stopped eating oatmeal. But at that point, I said, okay, I can't eat plain oatmeal because it's disgusting. But I know I need to get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take raw natural honey. And I'm going to add, and I think at that point I was adding maybe like 2 tablespoons of honey to it. And what I said is every week, I'm going to decrease how much honey I add to it. So it was water, oatmeal, 2 tablespoons of raw honey. I did that for a week, and it might have been, each step might have been a little bit over a week. But every single step, whether it was a week or 2 weeks or a week and a half, I was decreasing how much honey I would add. So I went from 2 tablespoons to 1.5 tablespoons. From 1.5 tablespoons to 1 tablespoon, from 1 tablespoon to 1/2 tablespoon, and from 1/2 tablespoon to no tablespoons. Now this happened over the course of 6, I think anywhere between 5 to 6 to 7, maybe even 8 weeks. But what I was doing was I was allowing my body to adapt to the circumstances. I was getting my body used to eating plain oatmeal. I knew that there was no way in the world I was starting at just plain oatmeal. That wasn't happening. And I'm very real with myself. Like, I know for me, there's certain foods that I know I'm not going to just eat a little bit of. And I know there's no, well, just have a little bit or just have a, that don't work for me. When certain foods, I know that I have a hard time controlling those foods, I just don't eat them. I'm not one of those people that believes that I can have a little bit of self-control when it comes to certain things I know I can't. So what I recommended my clients is take that same approach that I took with oatmeal, but apply it to the sweets. So here's the plan, and feel free to take this plan for yourself. So start with any junk that you like eating. Now your goal is junk here, no junk here. That's where you're trying to go. And you decide how long it's going to take you to traverse that distance, right? So this may be, let's go at 2 weeks. So each step is going to be 2 weeks long. Each adjustment period is going to be 2 weeks long. So first step, you're going to take the junk and you're going to add fruit with it. So what I want you to do is I want you to half how much junk. So let's just keep it simple. Let's take a candy bar. You're going to half that candy bar. You can only have half the candy bar, but you can have a piece of fruit with it. You're going to do that every night after dinner or whenever you have that craving. That's when you're going to do it, right? You're going to do that for a 2-week period. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that sweet and that fruit, and your next step is after that first 2 weeks, you're going to drop the sweet. You're going to drop the junk. You're going to keep the fruit. Now you may increase the fruit to take place of some of that junk, but you're going to drop the fruit and you're going to drop the junk and you're going to replace the junk with a protein or a vegetable. So you can still have that sweet. Okay. So you went from sweet all the time. Next step down was sweet and fruit. Next step down, no junk, just fruit, protein and or veg. Okay. Next step down, you're going to drop the fruit or decrease the fruit, half the fruit. So now we're either dropping the fruit or halving the fruit and still protein and or veg. The last step, we're going to drop the fruit. And now we're just having protein, veg, or fat. Now, once you get to this step, it's almost like you're having a second dinner after dinner. But in this scenario, you're 8 or so weeks in. You've given your taste buds more than enough time to adjust over that period of time, giving you a much better chance of success than trying to go from here to here overnight. So that is what I've been telling my clients to do. And I've been using this tip, this technique with clients for years with very good success. In any of these videos, I'm never telling you things that I've heard. I've been coaching clients for the last 34 years and training clients for the last 34 years. I'm giving you tips that I have used successfully with clients. So that would be my approach. Because in all reality, a lot of times these sweet cravings, especially when they're happening at night, are more about habit than they are about hunger. So we've got to just break that habit. And this is a step-by-step process to get there. So slow and steady wins the race. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this tip, if you'll be trying it. And if you do try it, let me know your success with it. And guys, if you need any help on your journey, no hard sell, but I'm a coach. I can help. So click the first link below in the description, fill out the form, and together we'll figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be.